You are tuned to the Indraprastha channel of Akashvani. We now bring you a talk on the topic Women in Diplomacy by Advocate Amber Tiku, as 24 June is observed as International Day of Women in Diplomacy.
Let me begin with a story, not one of power, but of quiet resistance. It's the year 1979. A lone Indian woman walks into court, not as a lawyer, but as a litigant. A serving diplomat taking on the very government she represented. I am talking about C.B. Muthamma, the very first woman to join the Indian Foreign Service in 1949. She was denied promotions, stonewalled for top posts, and asked to sign an undertaking that she would resign if she ever got married. She fought back. In a landmark judgment called C.B. Muthamma versus Union of India and others, the Honorable Supreme Court ruled in her favor. It struck down the discriminatory IFS rules that required women to seek government permission to marry, allowed dismissal based on marital status, and denied them promotional opportunities solely based on gender. Justice Krishna Iyer, in his very powerful judgment, described these rules as misogynist and called for a full overhaul of these rules to eliminate any kind of sex-based discrimination. This courtroom victory opened the door for generations of Indian women to represent our nation with pride. And Mrs. Muthamma went on to serve as India's ambassador to Hungary, Ghana, and the Netherlands. Decades earlier, another woman by the name of Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, sister of Jawaharlal Nehru, she became the first Indian woman to lead a diplomatic mission anywhere in the world, serving as India's ambassador to Soviet Union, the United States, and Mexico. In 1953, she was elected as the first woman president of the United Nations General Assembly, a position no other Indian, male or female, has held since. She was known for her sharp intellect and disarming charm. At a time when the world stage was overwhelmingly male, she stood tall as India's representative, advocating fiercely for peace, decolonization, and gender equality. In her memoir, she wrote of her joy at seeing younger women diplomats thrive. She said, "It is my colleagues and I who built the road on which these girls can walk forward today." Today, young women are making their mark in diplomacy with confidence. Take Sneha Dubey's example, a young Indian Foreign Service officer. In 2021, as First Secretary at India's UN mission, she stood up at United Nations and delivered a very powerful reply, calling out Pakistan's role in supporting terrorism and defending India's position on Jammu and Kashmir. Her speech was direct and incredibly impactful. It quickly went viral. Many Indians, especially young women, saw her as the symbol of what diplomacy can look like: intelligent, bold, fearless. A couple of years earlier, another young diplomat, Vidisha Maitra, had also taken the UN stage. She had responded to Pakistan Prime Minister in 2019 with sharp arguments, steady voice. She questioned their credibility. Her speech was widely praised. And no reflection on women in Indian diplomacy is complete without remembering the late Srimati Sushma Swaraj, a towering figure who redefined diplomacy. She was India's External Affairs Minister from 2014 to 2019, and she led her tenure with empathy and accessibility. Whether it was coordinating complex rescue missions in Yemen, Iraq, or Libya, or ensuring the repatriation of stranded Indians abroad, what truly set her apart, though, was her direct engagement with citizens on Twitter. She was famously known for responding to distressed individuals in real time, cutting through all that red tapeism and making diplomacy extremely accessible. At a time when diplomacy can often feel distant or opaque, she brought it into people's lives with compassion. She inspired women who saw in her a model of leadership that was strong and yet deeply connected to people. But see, this isn't India's story alone. Across the globe, women have left indelible marks on diplomacy. Eleanor Roosevelt, American President Franklin D. Roosevelt's wife, Often called as the First Lady of the World, she was instrumental in drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, which she called as her most important task. She believed diplomacy wasn't just about negotiations. She had a very unique perspective. She hosted informal dinners for delegates because she knew that empathy was a very powerful diplomatic tool. She often quipped that people just couldn't debate for 3 years over where to put a comma because she was well known for enforcing deadlines. She would often complete her work ahead of schedule. Then came Madeleine Albright, the first female Secretary of United States. Multiple such women who have broken glass ceilings. Cristina Figueres, a Costa Rican diplomat, another striking example. She led the world to the historic Paris Climate Agreement in 2015. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the first woman and the first African to lead the World Trade Organization. Today, this matters more than ever as we witness growing conflict, polarized geopolitics. Diplomacy today needs more than just strategy. It needs subtlety. It needs empathy. It needs patience. Qualities that are often associated with women. And if they are stereotypes, we must use them to our advantage. When women are at the table, the tone of global dialogue shifts from confrontation to conversation, from ego to empathy. And perhaps in this era, that is exactly what the world really needs. And India has made visible progress. The Ministry of External Affairs today counts over 300 women officers in the Indian Foreign Service. But we know that numbers alone don't make a revolution. We need to ensure mentorship. We need to build systems that allows them to enter and thrive. Create inclusive family-friendly policies for postings. An institutional culture that values these perspectives that women bring to the table. And this is more than just any form of token representation. This is about encouraging policies that motivates young women to aspire to be in such positions. So to all the young women listening to this broadcast, this is your moment. Don't wait to be invited to the table. Prepare yourself to lead it. Whether it is representing India at the United Nations, whether it's negotiating trade agreements, or building peace in conflict zones, our voice is needed. Our perspective matters. And our presence changes the narrative. So Jai Hind and Namaskar.
On the occasion of International Day of Women in Diplomacy, you were listening to a talk by Advocate Amber Tiku on the topic Women in Diplomacy. This talk came to you on the Indraprastha channel of Akashvani. Please stay tuned in for our next broadcast.